Okay, I'm going to record. Here we go. Those people that are on here week after week that wanted the accountability. So, okay, in our team page, we have a month at a glance calendar that, thanks to Aaron, who put it into a graphic for us. Now it is in graphic form, and that way it kind of tells you the breakdown of everything that's going on this month corporate wise that we know about so far. I don't know what else is going to roll out, if anything, but the get your kicks, the new shoes, get that. That is actually going on right now, and the rules for that. Make sure you read the rules and make sure you've met the specifications for that. Until the 8th, we have free codes. I want to tell you some of the brain work that I did trying to figure out the way to lay this month out. I decided that if you guys are spending, I mean, right now during the 4th of July, I do know that that's the longest turnaround for people to get back to you. Like, you may message them, they may see it, they may not respond back for an hour or 2 days or whatever. People are on vacation, people are at the lake, they don't have strong Wi-Fi. There's all these reasons. That's why I'm so glad that they gave us until the 8th, so that everyone can actually get back into their daily life, and you still have that catch-up time to make sure that people are enrolling and using their codes and all that stuff. And I wanted to do a challenge group for the slim and the active. So I'm sort of repeating this part. The reason I wanted to do it like this is normally we use these groups to seal the deal with people, but this month we have such a early in the month we have such a strong incentive. I think sealing the deal is going to be easier with an incentive code than with a launch party group, if the launch party is all we had. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, sealing the deal and being like, look, I personally think if you would send out messages that say, hey, my group is going to be doing a slim, active, get active, melting away challenge. We could call it something like that, whatever you want to call it. That is focused on just getting consistent, taking your products, and just information and fun prizes. It's just going to be like information and fun prizes. If you want in on it, you can actually get an account of your own right now. I want to tell you the beauty, in case you've never thought of this. The beauty of having an account of your own for someone who's going to use it versus being a preferred customer is that they ordered what they want, when they want. They have complete control of their account. So when I think someone needs to be an ambassador, if I've kind of sorted that out in my mind that they need to be an ambassador, and if they don't know it yet, rather than being like, oh yeah, girl, you're going to want to sell it someday. I don't go into all that. I say, if you want an account that you have complete control over, you need a wholesale account. If you choose later you want to use it as a business, that's great. If you don't, there, no loss basically to you, especially right now with the $40 code. You understand what I'm saying? Like, to me, I think anybody who you think is going to use over 100 in PV every month, you should at least run that past them. So right now, what I am doing with people is saying, hey, we're going to have an event, a 3-day event that just talks about the products that we have, gets people consistent. If you're wanting to see what it's like to have stable blood sugar for 3 days and to whatever, I would use that as a reason to get them to actually join. Do you understand what I'm saying? Actually join, get their products in. There's a money back guarantee. This is something that even me, okay, I'm talking about pre-Plexus Lori, frugal Nelly, like I was frugal about everything, to the point that today I went to the paint store and they were out of the cans that they usually do for sample size, which is a pint, I guess. I don't know. He's like, well, we could do a quart, or he said, if you're going to choose between that color and that color, they're in the same color scheme, get the lighter one. Go ahead and get a gallon, because you can't really do anything with a quart. If you need to bring it back, okay, well, he's talking my language, because this makes sense to me. If I can't use that gallon, I can bring it back. He can add more color to it, make it darker, and it's going to work for me. This is the way my brain works. So I'm telling you, lots of people will understand the getting their account, going ahead and ordering the products they want to sample. They want to include Slim and Active if they want to be part of the challenge, but they could be on the Triplex and Active, or they could be on the Triplex and Ease and Active, or they could be on Slim MetaBurn Active, whatever. But getting the products they want, trying them, and getting these people, first of all, what this group is going to do this on the 10th through the 12th, this group is going to provide information to brand new people. It's going to get them consistent using the products, because that is one of the biggest kickers of time waste with people, is if they don't get started consistently. You see people lose a whole 30 days on, oh yeah, I keep forgetting to put that in my purse, or whatever. But if we start them off with a challenge where it's in front of their face, reminding them, I'm excited about this group. So I personally am probably going to do a guessing game on my wall. If you want to be entered in this, do a guessing game. You guys remember this, like the gumball guessing game? Guess how many are here, and then as they answer, I will see which one is closest to the answer of the guessing game, and then say, hey, the answer was actually this, but hey, we're doing a such and such. If you want, because I'm going to be, you understand what I'm saying? Like, if you want, I could add you to this group. We're going to be giving away more great prizes. It starts on the 10th through the 12th. Are you interested at all? And start the conversation out that way with people. Are you guys following me here? Okay, hang on. Let me read the.
Marion Rigsby is trying to get into this Zoom, and she can't get into it. She's messaging me, so I just want you to know there may be some other people that are
having problems,
are trying to get in and can't.
Hang on a second.
She said she's getting the host has another meeting in progress message.
Okay.
So I told her to go to the butterfly page and click on that link. Okay. I don't know if she's in the other group or not.
Hang on. Can you send her? What did you do, Linda? How did you overcome that?
It was happening to me too. I just kept clicking on it and I got in.
Okay, so it happened to you too. You just kept clicking on it. Okay, copy and paste the ID number. Okay, let me try one other thing I just thought of. Give me 1 second, you guys. Thanks for your patience. Okay. I'm going to copy and paste something really quick. Okay, Jetty's tagging her in something. Jetty just tagged her in something to try, so let's see. Okay, I appreciate you guys continuing to try. Okay. All right. Let me minimize the chat and start back into the chat. Let's see. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. Okay, now, if you're going to, since we don't have samples of Active, if you're going to do samples, if you're going to do samples with people, I highly suggest to sell them to them. I don't give away samples. I just don't, because they don't use them. They didn't pay for them. They don't use them. I'm really going to be using them getting their own account and getting started to get them in this group. And I know a lot of people who have been wishy-washy with getting started on their products, even those who already have their products and stuff. I'm going to put them in this group too, because it's going to be the Beauty Inside and Out group is where we're going to do it. I'm going to be loading that group with testimonies too, even leading up to it. So I don't know if they are going to be in samples later or not. Okay. Went to my ambassador group where every week was in person. Okay. All right. Now, okay. Back to my notes. In the scoop, I looked at the scoop earlier. There is a registration link for Super Saturday Express. I highly encourage you to go through the whole scoop. There was lots of good information in there, but if you've not registered for Super Saturday Express, you should do so. Last but not least, for my team, my specific butterfly team, we have started an accountability group. In case you have not seen the post about that in our team page, it started on Monday. It is for those who are serious about taking their business to the next level. And it's going to be, it's not going to be for babies and pacifiers, and it's not going to be for making excuses. It's going to be for people who are ready to do. It's not going to be, I'm not going to be asking you to jump off cliffs or anything like this. It's literally the exact same activity that I talk about all the time. But instead of you going, that was a really good call, I can't wait till we get back on there next week and she has other great ideas, you're going to actually implement the ideas that I have. You're going to be reaching out on a regular, consistent basis to people. The only way to grow in this business, in your team, and the only way to have personal growth in this business is to try things. Typically in the beginning, those things are outside your comfort zone, and the only way to make them inside your comfort zone is to try them. It's the only way. It's not that somebody woke up one day and they took a courage pill, and it's not that diamonds in this company were born with more courage than you. It's just that they might have tried quicker. They might have tried even earlier in life before Plexus came along. If you listened to Emily earlier this week on the Train Me video that she did when the text message came in, I went and watched her video, and she was talking about the fact that for several years she had done a blog, just spilling her heart out to family and friends. And she had even thought and prayed it would be awesome if one of these days this could be like something that was fruitful financially for my family and I, because I put so much time into it. And then all of a sudden Plexus came into her life, and she had this beautiful combination of the right comp plan, the right products, and a network of people who trusted her, because she was already authentic with those people and already shared her heart with those people, and she was already vulnerable in front of those people. So she had a leg up on a lot of us because she did the scary things sooner. But that's it. Do you understand? Like, that's the leg up she had, is she did the scary things sooner. She was being accountable to herself even before. You understand? Okay, I'll repeat that. What Becky said, or what Becky's referring to. In our accountability group, we're going to be doing week at a time. This is what we're doing this week. This is what our focus is this week. And at the end of each week, I'll give you a questionnaire to fill out just a few short questions that says, did you reach your goal this week? If you didn't, then why not? How would you have felt if you had reached your goal? Those types of things. How do you feel because you didn't? I mean, there's a lot of like psychoanalysis in it. And what I said is the cold truth of this business is, if someone called me tomorrow and said, if you have not sponsored 3 new people with a welcome pack, legitimately sponsored them, not paid their way in, not told them I have to have this and you're helping me. But if you don't legitimately sponsor 3 people by Friday at 5, something awful is going to happen to someone that you love, right? Well, I don't wish that on anybody, and that's not reality anyway. But the fact is, in those moments when you have to do something, you can. And you already have people that pop up in your brain go, okay, yeah, I know the first 3 I would, the most likely ones that would. And whatever it is in us that stops us from doing it now, whatever that is, would be gone, because there would be a greater good at play and a reason to have to do it. And the other part I talked about on that accountability call is a lot of network marketing companies have a $500 buy-in. You can't be part of it if you're not going to pony up $500 for some sort of welcome kit. And the reason they do that, and it's like, depends on how you look at it. The reason they do that is because people will immediately start trying to earn their money back because it's not $35. And that's another thing about this business is I see people be like, I kind of wanted that, but the minute something happened that was disheartening or discouraging, I was like, it was like, that hurt a little, like, that was uncomfortable. Yeah, I'm probably not gonna do that until the next time they offer me an iPad or something like that. And that is a personality type, and it's a comfort zone. It's just really a zone that we can live in. We can stay there for the rest of our lives. And I no longer see it as a comfort zone. I no longer look at a 40-hour a week. I mean, I've seen both. I've seen them both. And I no longer look at 40-hour week for a living as comfort zone. I look at that as somebody else owns my life, and I don't want it to be that way. Now, I'm not saying that's how it is for everybody or that that's how you would look at it, but that's how I now see. That is how I look at life now. I look at a lot of things different because of that. Even I don't look at anything that is like, if someone telling me no about they don't want to look at my business, or even if somebody wants to criticize me, I look at that completely different now, because I think, yeah, well, that hurt or that stung, or, you can even have some really serious, hurtful things happen when you're trying to interact with people on a regular basis. You can have serious hurtful things happen. And I still look at it like, yeah, but it's not like working 40 hours a week. Like, seriously, 40 hours a week is, and I'm not saying there's anything bad about it for those of you who have a job. I mean, it's part of life. Or is it? Like, it's something it's a comfort zone lie that we bought when we were probably 8 or 10 years old, because it's what was modeled to us, and that's just what we believe. It's like, and even there's a rhetoric in our mind about work ethic and lazy people that is implemented. It's set inside our mind, inside our heart from early on, that if you're not willing to work hard and work long hours, then you're lazy or whatever. And that's really all a lie. It's the comfort zone you bought into. And you can buy your way out of it by doing things in a different, uncomfortable zone. That's the way I see it. I'm willing to do these things over here, make me feel uncomfortable, but it's momentary. It's not the rest of my life. I sold my soul to the company store. Isn't that how that song goes? Bum, 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 right? Oh, yeah, y'all know the song I'm talking about, right? It's a different way of looking at life, and it's a different outside your comfort zone. I wanted to read something briefly to you guys. I watched a documentary the other day about, and if you want to watch this, it's called Living Proof. It's on Amazon Prime. My friend Matt, who's in the nursing home, who has MS, he's been in this state of mind where it's like he needs to want it. I'll just put it like that. He needs to want to be healed. He needs to want a miracle, whatever. And I've just been praying, literally haven't pushed him at all. And the other day, out of the blue, he messaged me and he's like, hey, I watched this documentary. If you get a chance, would you watch it and give me your feedback? And it's about a guy who learned basically how to change his way of eating and basically held the MS symptoms at bay and never had any more symptoms of it. And then taught other people how to do the same, changing their eating habits. But early on, I'm about to say something that's really important. Early on in his journey, he visited a doctor who told him that one of the things they noticed in a lot of people who have MS is a constricted or in their jugular, a narrowing of a place in the jugular. And this doctor was the kind of doctor that does balloon angio type stuff that's like in their leg. You know how you hear of people having something done in the leg that's actually for their heart, because it's like they put a balloon in there and widen the space so that there's better blood flow or whatever. I'm not really certain how it works, if I'm being honest with you. But they said was it's vascular. And this man was doing this for people. He was doing little tiny balloon in their jugular, and their MS symptoms were going away. Yeah. It was because there was something constricted keeping things from flowing the right way. Okay. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, this is the answer. Well, later in the documentary, you find out that this man, the doctor, had death threats from the pharmaceutical companies telling them, you need to back off. You need to back off. If you value your life, you're going to have to back off, because he was treating people with something that cost a few dollars rather than a lifetime of medicine that doesn't work. But I kept stopping it and going, looking at Jetty like, and he's like, we're having this conversation. And I said, I kind of thought that there was going to be something in the documentary later about, I don't know, plants, plant medicine, CBD, something. So my brain is thinking ahead several steps, and he goes, you missed something. And I was like, what am I missing? He's like, it was vascular. I'm like, yeah. He's like, vascular? I'm like, vascular. And he goes, when you think of men in the vascular system, what comes up to you? It comes up in your brain. And I was like, oh, people are already saying this about active. Okay, I'm not going to go any further. I'm just going to say this, vascular. Okay. Here are some of the benefits. This is from someone's Instagram that I started following because Erin told me to follow her. She's a chiropractor, and she's talking about mouth breathers in her Instagram story. She's talking about the benefits of taping your mouth shut at night so that you're not breathing through your mouth, you're breathing through your nose, because one of the things that increases is nitric oxide. Also, active helps with nitric oxide, so I'm just saying that, okay? Here are some of the benefits of nitric oxide. Enhances memory and learning. Regulates blood pressure. Regulates inflammatory response. Improves sleep quality. Increases endurance and strength. Promotes weight loss. Improves immune and gut function. Relieves pain. Reduces heart disease risks. Helps improve symptoms of anxiety and depression. And then she has research articles for each bullet point, each one of those, which are like PubMed. She's got like PubMed articles, which I'm making a list of them. I got several of them. So those of you who've been following me for a very long time, this whole documentary plays out, and we're learning that by changing their diet, they can probably change everything. For my friend who's in the nursing home and basically at the mercy of the people who cook for the nursing home, he doesn't feel like he had a lot of hope in the regards to changing his food. So the timing of him sending this to me, he doesn't know anything about Active or anything like that, but the timing of it, of his eyes being open to the fact that he might even be misdiagnosed, his eyes being open to the fact that he may not have to be in a wheelchair all his life and that he should be watching documentaries about this, the timing of it was very like, wow, okay. And then Jetty's like, it's vascular. And I'm like, okay, wow, wow, wow. And for those of you who have followed me for a long time and have ever heard me talk about the vision that I had, the first and only actual vision where I saw a movie play out in front of me that I knew was not really happening. At the end of this documentary, the last scene is he and his father who did all the research basically to come to the conclusion that they could change their diet. And the last scene is them playing catch at the movie set for Field of Dreams. And so, the vision that I had back in 2007, and then I had it again in 2016, I think, was a stadium. I'm up above it. I float down into it. And I always describe it to people because there are cars as far as the eye can see. Like, people are so excited to get in on this deal. And back in 2007, I had no idea what it would have anything to do with. And my friend sends me this documentary. He doesn't know anything about that vision. So at the end, I sat up and just was like, through the whole, like, what this documentary had nothing to do with baseball. It had nothing to do with, like, the fact that that was all playing out, that they were literally discussing, I guess, son, if you build it, they will come. And he's tossing the ball with his dad back and forth in this, at the movie set. And what was interesting is they said that movie set was actually it's actually a field and a house, just like it looks. And it's maintained every month or whatever by people who come out there to pitch the ball with their kids on the weekend, and they just drop a 20 in the mailbox. It's just been maintained all these years. And so they tell that story at the end. But I just want to tell you, for those of you who don't really understand kind of the way my brain pings from one thing to the other, and you don't want to go back and listen to all those Zooms, if you just trust me when I say that we're there. Cars lined up as far as the eye can see. And the way God relays information to me, I know that inflammation in a lot of people who've struggled to lose weight, that have not been able to lose weight so far, inflammation was the missing, or actually the problem area that had not properly been addressed. And even if you were on ease, and even if whatever, there is something synergistically important about Active. It's, since ProBio, maybe the most important, relevant product that we have had for the future of our business, because people can immediately feel the difference. The ingredients are clean and good for you. If you have not watched the Sarah Taylor video that was shared in our team groups yet, you need to watch that. She breaks down the relevance of the ingredients. It's a brilliant video. I'm going to just hit the bullet points again. We have a month at a glance calendar. It's in our group. We have an accountability group going on. If you want in on it, you have to stay accountable to be in it. But I'll let anybody who wants to try be in it. But there will be no pacifiers, No excuses. This is all for those who want to be accountable and move forward in their business. On the 8th is the last day for you to use your the 8th is the last day to use your free codes. The 10th through the 12th will be our Slim Active group. And I think that's the most important thing we have. That's pretty much my, hang on. Hello? Oh, okay. That's okay. I'm on my Zoom call. Can I call you back? All right, bye. Love you too. My sister, I knew she knew I was on a Zoom call, so. Okay. There's that. Okay, I'm going to pray over us. I'm going to pray over this rocket launch that's about to happen for those of you who take the steps necessary outside your comfort zone. You'll notice if you're a seasoned follower, even if you don't discern seasons, if you're just a seasoned follower, if you just follow the way in which I discern seasons, you will notice that I literally haven't done an accountability group in several years. 3 years, 4 years, I don't know. It's been a while. Because my discerning of the season was hold on, stay on the raft, ride the wave, take good care of your people, love on your people, hold on, hold on. It's almost time to push. It's almost time to push. Now it is time. It's time. It's time where you're going to see the most bang for your buck. Your effort is going to be matched and rewarded. And I'm excited. So, all right. Yeah, I had a shift. There was a literal shift in the atmosphere today, even. And I've been feeling it for a while, but there was even a discernible one today in the atmosphere. So, God, we just thank you that you are in charge of the season. You're in charge of the frequency. You're in charge of the atmosphere. And we're grateful for this shift that we have seen. We're grateful for the season that has led us here, that has strengthened us. We're grateful for what we have learned in this other season where it felt like, what is going on? We're so grateful that we have become better leaders, better human beings. God, I thank you that we didn't sink and go under. I thank you that it was just a strengthening. It was a pruning. It was a season to raise us up above the nonsense. God, I just ask for an extra measure of courage for those who are ready to step out. And God, that they will have the grace to do the things that they know they're going to be called to do in this season, to take themselves to financial freedom, to time freedom. God, I know that you have something that has been cooking in the oven, this oven of destiny for each one of us. I'm getting a visual of it. And I'm believing, Lord, believing and trusting in the way that your hand has played a role in all of it. We ask for this extra measure of supernatural grace as we unfold it, as we unpack this box that has felt like it's a mystery. It's like Christmas. It's never going to get there. And it's here, Lord. And so we ask for grace, an extra measure of you and what you have always had in your mind for us, Lord, that's bigger than Plexus. Some of you have things that God has planned for you since before the foundations of the earth. Actually, all of you, some of you know it already. That's really what it is. Some of you know it deep down. You're like, I know there's more. I know there's more. I pray that those who don't know it would know it instantaneously right now, that you would know that God has something planned for you that is so much bigger than Plexus, but that Plexus can be. The freedom, it can free up your time, it can free up your checkbook so that you can do the things when you're called to do them. You are welcome in everything and every way. God, come and take over our space. You are welcome in this place. I think I was a drummer in another life. Music makes me want to drum. God, I thank you for joy unspeakable, and let your Holy Spirit fire fall on all our efforts. So grateful to those of you who held on and were faithful and ready, who are ready now. In Jesus' name, all of this. Amen. Yes, it's perfect time. Yes. Yes. Wow. Okay, guys, thanks for hopping on here tonight. Enjoy and love on your family during the 4th of July, or whoever you get to spend it with. Have a great one. Plant some seeds tonight before you go to bed. Some messenger messages to whoever you feel might be interested in joining our group that's on the 10th through the 12th. We want to give them time. You don't want to wait till the 8th. We want to give them time to get their order placed and get their product on its way. Okay.
I have a question.
Yeah.
A question.
Mm-hmm.
Will the active and slim combination help with inflammation? It seems like it does. I want to be sure of what I'm saying because I have some people that inflammation is their big issue. And I want to know if I'm pitching that to them that it's...
Yeah. Dramatically so, I believe. I've had people tell me that you may not have seen Ann McNeil post about her knees in the butterfly group. She was talking about how her knees have not been hurting ever since she started. And she had been doing a lot of walking and moving around and everything. The group it's going to be in the Beauty Inside and Out group. So not only do all of the ingredients line up and for it to help with inflammation, but also we're already hearing results from people. I have been more active in the last several days, like literally going to the top of a ridge 3 times in the last few days. And I have not suffered any of the consequences that you would think would come along with having been stagnant and then suddenly getting active. So yes, absolutely. It's helping with inflammation, quicker recovery from activity. So yeah, I think you're pitching it right, if that's what you're saying. So, okay. All right, you guys, thanks for hopping on here. If you want to be part of the accountability group, let me know. It's in 4 times. That's right, 4 times. 4 times, you're right. I did it again today. I came home calling it a mountain. I came home calling it a mountain, saying I went up it 3 times, up it and down it 3 times with my friend. Of course, they all knew where I went, so they all knew it wasn't a mountain, but I was just being hysterical and funny. And then I said it in front of my friend who I went with, and she's like, she lets me tell the whole story and make it, I exaggerate it to all the, just make a big deal out of up the mountain and down the mountain 3 times. She sits there on her phone the whole time. She lets me tell the whole thing, and she, as soon as I'm finished, she says, Actually, it really was more of a ridge. She just keeps playing on her phone. So, oh my goodness. So anyway, yeah, up and down a ridge. Now it's 4 times. Surely by now it equaled 1 mountain. I don't know. You do the equation. How many ridges does it take to equal 1 mountain? I'm just saying. Okay. Okay, you guys have a really good night. And yes, I will get this I'll go ahead and get this Zoom loaded, both Zooms loaded tonight. Good night.